Welcome to Flat Earth Debate, Uncut and After Show. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they premiere. There's also PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below the video. Speaking of Patreon, I'm going to do a quick shout out to all of you who do support me on Patreon, so a massive shout out of thanks and appreciation to Bosnail, Justin Duso, Joseph Pizarro, Samson, Maris, Harry Blade, Mobile Max 777, Neo the One, Lost Cat FE, Rob W, Open Minded, Reese Pound, Dal West Watson, Mike, Muted, Dick Earth Skeptic, Chris Hillman, NA Literalist, Maria Neelands, Unbelievable Productions, Blue Ridge Ranger, Rob H, Nathan Thompson, The Real Gabster, Windrider, Liam Nedrick, Erwin Jennisons, Abraham Mohammed, Dave Rakia Gafford, Naibai, Adrian Quintana, Skeptic936, Life is Short, Fireball X, Felix Hung, Texas Mike, Edwin Johnson, Kirsten Smith, Alexander Main, David Wayne Foster, and Dank. So another massive thank you to all of you for supporting me on Patreon. Unfortunately, this show was interrupted by a few technical issues with me fiddling around with my OBS control panel while the show was live, so I'm actually going to initially hand over to both Discord and Skype so you can enjoy their conversation while I set it for a restart of today's live show.
Saying that line, so yeah, it's pretty
Sounded
good.
very professional.
Yeah, shout out to Midi HC, who's on 24/7 out of Discord. He produced it, pretty much came up with the beat, and he did his thing, man. I mean, all the verses were all separate, right? It's just him and the last guy that's his friend, so they put it together, but the rest of us are all over the place. But the way he put it together, like we were all in the same studio, was pretty awesome.
Amazing, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you would think you're all in the same studio.
It's a pretty long song because it's like 7 minutes long.
7 minutes and 5 seconds? That's not long.
Well, I mean, compared to the freaking attention span of people today, songs today are like 2 minutes long, So, but it's 6 of us on it. So, you get different styles, different flows. So
different flavors.
Yeah. So far, that's what I've gotten most is like, because you guys are all so different. It sounds, like put together. It sounds really good. So I don't know. Hopefully, people like it. They seem to like it so far. So.
Now we're going to push for the live version. Come out with a hit, you got a tour.
Maybe. Never know. Depends on how big it is, man. How big it gets.
I'm nearly there.
If all goes right, maybe I could get a plug, Nathan.
Again?
The big dog himself. I said maybe if all goes right, we can get a plug for the video. The big dog himself.
The video? Do you mean your music? I saw it on SoundCloud. I didn't actually know there was a video.
Oh yeah. I posted Spurs did a video for the song.
Oh, okay.
And put it out on his channel yesterday. I've got it on my channel. Nathan Thompson premiered it on his channel last night. It's making the rounds. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I do it in Master B. The link to the video that's on my channel. So if you want to throw it in there, if you can, that'd be cool.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Did you hear the song?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, it's
you
good.
Like it?
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely ace.
Cool.
Spurs was the weakest.
Yeah, you know what? He was the weakest and one of the strongest too. Because if you listen to, like, he was trying to throw. I guess he was trying to Eminem it, put too many words in at the same time, so he kind of lost his breath a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
But
I saw what he was trying to do, and I think with time he could perfect what he was trying to do, and I get what he was trying to do, but he didn't pull it off as well as the rest of you, who just sounded, well, much more professional.
Natural.
You all sounded really slick. Slurs. Spurs didn't quite cut the mustard, but other than that, it was fantastic.
yeah, I mean the lyrics of themselves, his delivery might not have been fantastic at that certain point, but if you listen to his lyrics in the verse, I mean, you destroyed it.
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon, and crypto link in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show on Facebook and Twitter. Now, we are joined by a whole bunch of people in both Skype and Discord. So first and foremost, although it's a rejoin, welcome one and all.
Hello, deja vu.
Hello, good morning.
Did I go back in time?
So we've had a bit of a restart because there was a technical issue with OBS which crashed, which ended the live stream, and for the unfortunate few who are watching, there's been a bit of a gap. But nevertheless, we'll rattle our way through housekeeping, hopefully without me fiddling with OBS so it crashes, or doesn't crash as the case may be. I dropped my remote. Any evidence of a physical geometric sphere edge horizon, formerly known as Earth curvature?
Not some Atascadero.
Not since the last show.
Not on Earth.
Any evidence of axial rotation of the Earth-based variety?
No, just of the sun-based
Not-
variety.
Not of Earth.
We covered this in the last show, but we're going to cover it again, hopefully with just as high an enthusiasm level as we had before. So, Darren, it's flat, from the Discord server, created this little meme with the Coriolis virus surrounded by a globe mechanism of sorts that you'd find on a kid's bedroom stand or whatever. You know, kid's toy globe with a Coriolis virus in the centre and the caption, "Stop the Coriolis virus. Subscribe to Nathan Oakley 1980 to ease your pain." Now, the Coriolis virus manifests itself as a denial of the claim the globe makes that we have a 15 degrees an hour deviation as Earth turns, underneath stuff not attached. Exampled by Neil deGrasse Tyson recently detailing how a football drifted through the goal because Earth turned underneath it. Obviously, if that was the case, the blimp filming the game would also have Earth turning underneath it and drift away at 15 degrees an hour. And the same would apply for a drone on the equator. It would launch off the ground, and the Earth would turn underneath it at 1,000 miles an hour to make it appear like your 1,000 miles an hour is being achieved in the drone as it whizzes away from you. Obviously, this effect isn't observed by anybody ever. There is no 15 degrees an hour deviation, and as a consequence of realising this on the globe side, they start to deny the very claim that they have this drift, and say, whatever gave you that idea? Things are moving together with atmosphere in violation of the first law of thermodynamics. Nothing's drifting away at all. Why would you expect there to be a 15 degrees an hour drift as Earth turns underneath? Well, we wouldn't, we're flat earthers, but you would, you're a glober who thinks that Earth's turning underneath stuff at 15 degrees an hour to prove it spins. And they're begging the question that it spins with an atmosphere in violation of the first law. Definitely doesn't give them a proof we spin. There'd be no discernible difference between that and a stationary Earth. And it's not the claim the globe makes. They claim we have Coriolis effect, and we don't. Any evidence of the distance to the sun?
No.
Good afternoon, and no.
Hey, Adam. Good to have you.
What's up, Adam?
Boys.
So
Any-
no distance to the sun from Nottingham.
No, not really. I'm not even sure if it's a little bit further or nearer than where you are, to be honest, Tim. So,
Adam, do you know what the sun is?
no, let's be honest. It's a. I nearly said it's a big hot thing in the sky, but even that's a little bit presumptive, isn't it?
Indeed. You got to admire his humility. Whoever's rustling in Skype, please stop. You got to admire his humility. You got to admire his humility. He doesn't know what he doesn't know, and he's admitted that. That's all you can do. Any scientific evidence of gravity?
Definitely not.
No.
So, quick shout out to Anders Ace, who was one of the people, including Flatzoid, Anders Ace, and Bob Nodell, all got in touch with me and like, look at what Neil deGrasse Tyson's saying. I'm like, yeah, he's consistent at the very least. At least he's saying the same thing he always does. So thank you for passing me on that video. I say thanks. It's not really a pleasure I derived watching a Neil deGrasse Tyson bullshit video where he describes things that we don't experience and would cause flight times to be shortened. But nevertheless, thank you anyway.
So he came back and reiterated that.
Flat Earth Egypt, please can you pop yourself on mute? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, so he recently came out and reiterated that for us again.
Yeah, indeed, he has, yeah. Just same old, you know, consistent with his usual rhetoric.
Oh.
Who was he speaking to? Another wide-eyed guppy? Amazed at his intelligence? Like Joe Rogan and the other people that interview him? Sit there with their mouths open and stunned at how brilliant he is?
Yeah, pretty much.
Can we get back to the gravity question? So when they drop something and it falls, they immediately assert gravity as the force.
Yeah.
That's funny because I could have sworn you started that sentence with when they drop something.
That's what I heard.
Don't you have to pick some up first to drop it?
Well,
Okay.
thank you, Adam.
What about helium balloon?
You got to pull it down.
Hover above it and it'll come to you.
Hover above it, so it's going up then. Not down, go
Yeah,
boom
it'll
boom
come to
like
you then,
bouncy
yeah.
balls poured into a fish tank then.
Excuse me, we don't mention things that debunk our.
I
So
can't
the-
have you trying to pretend that gas behaves like bouncy balls in a fish tank. Yes.
Well, how do you feel about a PhD claiming it, Adam?
Well, it's shocking, isn't it? Frankly, not honest, is it? If you're going to describe gas behaviour to someone, then you should surely describe how gases behave, not give an analogy that relates them to solids.
Yeah, well, all Thunderfoot's done is double down on that nonsense as far as I'm aware. Unless somebody can correct me on that. Has he corrected his nonsense? I'll take that
I
as
doubt it.
I mean, not that
No,
I'm
I'm not
suggesting
seeing-
we should do this, but by the globe standards laid down by arseholes like George Netanyahu, we should go after his job. That's their standard, right? If you don't understand something and broadcast it online that's in defiance of the globe model, then you should have your job taken away, according to George Netanyahu. That's what he does with people like Brian. Now, the fact that George Netanyahu doesn't understand the Coriolis virus that he had actually contracted at the time, he just wasn't aware. Well, now we obviously know why George Netanyahu had to double speak his way around not actual forces being actual deviation, and then claim that Brian didn't understand that Earth should be turning underneath at 15 degrees an hour and that would shorten flight times. Well, that's correct. That is exactly what Neil deGrasse Tyson is now asserting, and always has, I might add. And people like George Netanyahu went after a man's job because he went in line with the globe claim and just debunked it based on the fact things aren't turning underneath anything at 15 degrees an hour. Now, obviously, with Thunderfoot, by that standard, if we were like the globe scum we deal with, we'd be after his job, right? This guy doesn't even understand how gas works. Yet he's what, dealing in chemical companies and being paid for it? What an outrage. You should be fired immediately. No, we won't take that attitude like George did. We won't be contacting Thunderfoot's employers. We'll just highlight that he's a clown. Doesn't understand what he's talking about. Gas doesn't behave like bouncy balls poured into a fish tank. Go down, go boom, boom. That's absurd and stupid. And a PhD shouldn't be asserting that nonsense to audiences of tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people. But he is, and all we can do is correct him on that and watch him double down on it potentially for a third time.
Well, he does say imagine, you got to give him that. He says, imagine these bouncy balls and their gas. You have to get the imagine down.
Yeah.
So imagine my false equivalence of turning solid bouncy balls into gas. just imagine.
But that's the biggest outrage, though, isn't it?
The whole voice go.
These conceptual ideas and thoughts and feelings and imaginations that people put into their products are what he debunks. People who express that you need to imagine how this dryer might work really well. Well, what, we should imagine how gas doesn't behave like it does so that we can believe your fundamentalist religious zealotry and heliocentric worldview? Because that's what you're doing. You're using a conceptualization that does not comport with reality to punt a religious belief. So he's like the people he goes out and debunks. I've seen some of the videos that made him popular were him debunking Christians. Well, out calling them fundamentalists and zealots. And here we are in 2020, about 10 years later, with him punting his religious belief in sky vacuums and sphere Earth by way of equivocating and using false analogy and declaring utter nonsense that gas behaves like bouncy balls poured into a fish tank if you use your imagination. Right, so we've got to use our imagination to buy his product, his religious worldview, to be a part of his cult. We've got to use our imaginations. That's basically what it is. I'm selling you this nonsense of a sphere Earth and a sky vacuum. Well, how do you buy it? Well, you buy it by believing my nonsense that I'm selling. And that's what he's doing, while simultaneously going around like the holier-than-thou crap that he is, declaring that everybody's wrong with their, oh, well, you've got to imagine this stuff because it doesn't work in reality. Here's my demonstration. But yet we've got to use our imagination when we've got to believe his religious belief of a sky vacuum's real. Another one that justified his sky vacuum belief by pointing at some of the lights and declaring that they're gases, not expanding into a vacuum. Oh, right, my religious belief says those are gases, not expanding into a vacuum. Therefore, violation of the second law of thermodynamics. What a fundy religitard.
I saw a video the other day of, I can't remember his name, but he was saying it's a violation of classical thermodynamics to have gases in the vacuum.
That's because it is.
Was that the Pierre Roman?
Yes, that was a classic video.
Fantastic. Oh, yeah. 40 minutes, well worth watching. I'm not sure if you've seen it, Nathan, but it's Professor Dave destroyed by a proper professor. He's just full of classic ignorance as he takes it through. And this guy's really good with the stellar astronomy, but some of the chemistry stuff made me laugh. The hydride ion, that one made me giggle. So he's patronising the PhD, saying you're thick because of this, look. And the PhD just calmly goes through it and just proves that it's a complete misunderstanding on his behalf, the statements he's making. So, but it's 40 minutes of a firm, polite ass whooping. It's very good.
Epic. Absolutely epic.
Oh. I'll
We
post
need a
it.
polite ass whooping every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, he put out our arguments. It was great.
Oh, I must watch. I'll post the link once I see it.
I've done it.
Oh, it's going into Skype, is it?
Oh, well, I'll put it in Master B as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. I'll just go and grab that while I ask the next question. Any single viable hypothesis from any of the fields of astronomy, cosmology, or astrophysics?
No.
Crickets.
Any evidence that you can have gas
yeah.
pressure without a necessary antecedent of a container to press upon?
Impossible. Every time we have pressure of any type of gas, it's in some kind of container.
So was that? Can you have something without its necessary antecedent? Was that question? Wasn't it? No.
So who is this guy? Sky Scholar, sorry.
Yeah.
Any idea who
He
he
was
is?
taught that he was a Nobel PhD for some form of spectroscopy. His field's the same as Dr. Johns. He's a spectroscopist. And he does cover emission, full emission spectra and dark body emission, and batters Dave on that as well, which matches how QE describes it, which is brilliant.
You have a little listen?
There you go, yeah.
Anybody fancy a little listen?
Yeah, so it's good.
False. The standard model of the sun focuses on the production of helium from hydrogen, exactly like what I said. I am correct. The
Okay, that's a good start. Let's see what else he's got to say. I'll just spin on a little bit.
Claiming that our sun makes most of the elements, and all small suns do. So this is where the guy's just taking them apart from even within his own model, saying, no, you're chatting shit, mate. You don't even understand your own model. Our sun only gets to helium or something. You need much bigger, more monstrous things for it to create.
So this guy's not a flat earther. He's taking him down within his own model.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, really?
Even better.
Even
The
more
best bit
interesting.
is when he's talking about this is the bit that made me giggle, because you get hydride ions formed it within molecules. So you get a hydrogen atom, but it's got a negative charge. It's got an electron, and normally that's caused by within a molecule. You get high density, like a benzene ring, and it'll push an electron out and give you a negative charge on this hydrogen, which is, molecular chemistry. So that does exist like that, but only within the molecule. And he absolutely destroys, because within this stellar stuff, it's the formation of hydride ions within plasma that he's talking. And Professor Dave's very patronizingly goes, oh my God, you don't even know what hydride is. Look, and shows a chemical formula for a hydride ion within a complex molecule, which is not, it shows absolute lack of understanding of what the guy was talking about brilliantly, and he delivers it. So I thought 40 minutes, I'm never getting through this, but I just kept watching and smiling. It's brilliant.
Have a little bit more of it. Let's just have a quick look. I've just spun on a little bit to a random section with him actually showing himself while he speaks.
Like the astronomers, however, Dave argues that the effect of gravity brings about gravitational collapse. However, he has failed to address the thermodynamic consequences of gravitational collapse in a gas. I have already addressed the point in detail in these videos. On Earth.
There you go. Very good. Well, I've stuck his information in the live stream chat, so we'll round out with a few more housekeeping questions, and after that we'll go to a plug for Chocolate and Crew. Any evidence of, where were we? A molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
Hell no.
Any evidence of the R value, Earth radius?
Black Swan.
Okay, well that pretty much concludes the housekeeping. So from here, I'm going to stick on a video that's been made by Spurs, I believe. Is that correct? No, it's actually on Chocolate Saiyans channel. Oh, I can actually share a Chocolate Saiyan channel video. Excellent stuff. Is this all original? Can I actually play this? Chocolate.
From what I know, yeah, the beat was made by MIDI, one of the rappers in the video. So, from what I know, you should be able to be good.
Okay. I mean, it's about 7 minutes long. I don't know if I'll play it all the way through, but I'm certainly going to give you a taster of it.
Who else is it rapping, Chop?
I'll let it be played uninterrupted. Go ahead, chat first.
No, it was just to ask. I know Chocolate's in there, spitting some bars, but there's another couple of people, and I'm sure I detected an English accent in.
Yeah, one of them, the guy that produced it, is a flat earther named MIDI HC. Then you got Elijah. Hey, we got Elijah, who's on the panel right now. Elijah Freeman, he's on it. Myself, Chocolate Saying, Wits It, Gets It is on it, and OG is on it, and of course Spurs Chemo.
It was Spurs. I thought it was, but
yeah, it was Spurs.
It just sounded like him and all. But pop me right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's definitely a good group effort. It's called Why Would They Lie? It's one of those questions we get a lot, especially coming from 24/7 Flat Earth Discord, where we got a lot of new people come in, and they tend to ask that question a lot instead of focusing on the lie itself and the evidence against it. They want to focus on why would they lie. So that was kind of the direction we took with the song. Yep.
So that's this video, although it's on Chocolate Saying's channel, is a combination of MIDI HC, Devoy, Chocolate Saying, Spurs Chemo, Elijah Freeman, and Wits It Gets It. So I'll play out a few bars of this stuff.
Why would they lie? 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 Why would they lie?
I know you've been hating this, but how about that radius, huh? What is he saying though? Broken geometry.
Okay.
I just pointed out, now you're at hominy. Went to your mommy be trucking and driving, Globers be wildin'. They went out of style. 8 inches per mile squared, never been measured out in the wild. Why would they lie? That's what they cry when it just can't be denied. Defending the government, slave till you die. You ain't got no reply.
That stuff is flat.
Who told you that? Like I can't trust my eyes? There ain't no curvature, and the swan is black. But nice try.
Why would they lie? 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 Why would they lie?
Once you go flat, matter of fact, you never go back, you never go back.
Why would they lie? Why would they lie? Why would you ask such a question? Coming here crying to ask why they're lying? Dude, may I make a suggestion? It seems to me in your mind that you could use some introspection. Instead of advancing your thinking, you're headed straight to a sad state of regression. People keep thinking it's our job to find them the model that they've been requesting. Meanwhile, they're walking around every day in the world never ever suspecting that the very own senses a human possesses have never attested. Something that's absolutely and completely reversed to the world manifested. How can you think that a person like me could take someone like you even serious? Why would they lie? Why would they lie? Bro, are you fucking delirious? How can we even engage in a true conversation if we can't surpass this? I'm gonna need you and your little fundy friends to pull their heads out their asses. Why would they lie? Are you fucking high? You really gotta be kidding me. The world that you've known, all on its own, has been nice and flat since the beginning, see? No 8 inch per mile square, that's why y'all scared to have this become mainstream. So as a result, we transformed into nightmares, waking folks from the daydream. So proceed to ask why they are lying without verifying your story. And at the end of the day, maybe all I can say is that y'all fucking bore me. Why would they lie? Can't even deny. You're sounding just like a baby. Maybe a hero is all that you need. Maybe else somebody save me.
Global abortion, all applauded. Cheers, big heads, small, enormous. From cradle to grave shall be like tortoise.
Right, so that is Why Would They Lie? So massive, massive props to all involved in making that epic stuff. Yeah, Nathan, I agree. It was great. Say again, Chocolate.
Nathan, thank you very much, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I stuck a link into the live stream chat, so hopefully you'll go and subscribe to Chocolate. I've never actually had an opportunity to plug your channel as a proper channel, right? So there we go. There's Chocolate's channel. You can actually go and subscribe to him now.
Yeah, I don't have too much content yet, but hopefully we'll have some more coming in, so stay tuned.
Cool. Hopefully I've still got the link in my clipboard, so I'll post it again. So if people aren't subscribed to Chocolate Sane, you should go and subscribe today. And everyone else involved. Are the links to all their channels on your video? Probably not.
Say that again.
Did you put links to like Wits It Gets It and Spurs, MIDI HC?
I got, no I didn't actually. I got the link to the Discord, but I don't have any individual links now. I can change that though.
Yeah, that's something you've got to get really vigilant about. If you've collaborated, especially, man, you want to put the links to their channels underneath so that the people can actually go and subscribe to them.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm still new to putting content on my channel, so I'm still learning. So, gotcha.
It's just courteous. You don't have to do it. Often Debate will take massive chunks of people's material and not credit them at all. So it's just, you don't have to. It's fair use.
No, I'd rather do it though, you know, to get everybody out there. Why not?
Exactly, that's it. It's just a case that somebody might come along and go, I wonder who all these people are. They go to the info box, or I do, and I go, oh, is there a link there? Oh well. And then you forget about it and you don't bother. Whereas if there was a link, there's a good chance you'd click on it and actually subscribe. I noticed that guy that Adam or whoever posted for a moment ago, every one of his references was beautifully cited underneath in the info box, I noticed.
Yeah,
just like you.
I tell you what, Chocolate, that stood in my head all day yesterday. Why would they lie? Why would they lie? It's got a good hook, man.
Yeah, man. It's pretty good.
Oh,
Came
really
together
cool.
well.
Yeah, good job.
I was in Discord last night, Chocolate, and people are just dropping that line, weren't they? Why would they lie?
Yep. That's the point. Like, so when somebody comes in and says, "But why would they lie?" It's just like, "Hey, we got a song for you. Here you go." Next question.
Has anybody got any personal involvement with the guy that was recommended that's taken apart Professor Dave?
Oh, but I'd like to hear some of that stuff. Where do I get it?
Posted the link in the live stream. It's now in Master B anyway, so you can pick it up from there. But you're saying he's a glober, which is intriguing. So presumably he'll have at least some sort of response in regards to gas pressure without a container.
Yeah, he's got that. You won't like that. But it's kind of half and half. So he kind of points out that you can't have gas pressure without a container, and then proceeds to claim that the Earth's surface is sufficient to produce it. So you need a